Okay, hello everyone. My name is Gustiagus Putra with the student number 181202141 from Micro Teaching Class 6B, English Language Education Department, Ganesha University of Education. So on this occasion, I would like to present you a basic teaching skill that is similar to what I am doing right now. Or you might know what kind of teaching skill that I will explain to you by just the clue that I have given to you, or you might look at the title below. Okay, so I will explain to you a basic teaching skill named giving explanation skill. Okay, I also have a PowerPoint to you to present, and then I will move the camera to the side, and here you can see the PowerPoint that we have contents for today about giving explanation skill. The first one is what, the second one is why, the third one is the purposes, the fourth one is the components of the giving explanation skill, and the last is the principles of giving explanation skill. We move to the first content of giving explanation skill. The first one is what. So what is explaining skill? Okay, I have concluded the 4 ideas of explaining skill. The first one is information, the second one is overall, the third one is systematic, and the last one is relationship. So when we put them together, explanation skill is a skill of giving information orally, which is organized systematically to show the relationship between one idea to another. Why is explanation skill as important as other teaching skills? Because in learning, teacher is one of important sources of information. So the teacher needs to be improved in their oral communication of information, because sometimes teacher doesn't know the boundaries between when they explain or just telling stories. So the explanation here would be meaningful if they can acquire the skill well. Next, we have the purpose of the skill. In here, we have 2 purposes: guide and assist, and giving feedback. For the first one, guide and assist, in here means guide and assist the students. The guiding skill means that the teacher will guide the students to understand the material, experience, and geological reasoning and using evidences to solve problems. Meanwhile, in the assisting, the teacher will assist the students to acquire the knowledge such as the theories, principles, and that is objective and reasonable. And the second purpose of this teaching skill is giving feedback. Giving feedback here means that teacher will give feedback to the students, dealing with the students' understanding and avoiding misunderstanding. Okay, in the next section, we have the components of explanation skill. So in here, as mentioned in the slides beside here, we have planning, presenting, emphasizing, and feedback. So the first one, planning. Planning here means that teacher will need to prepare the material, and also teacher needs to be concerned about the information that will be given and the students as the receiver. And also teacher should be concerned on several factors such as sex, age, social, and environmental background. Okay, and the second component is presenting here, or presentation, or presenting the explanation. In here we have 2 important things when the teacher explain, namely clarity and illustration. Clarity is needed because the teacher's clarity in explaining the material will be delivered well. Meanwhile, for the illustration, it will be useful for students in understanding concept, the concept that is abstract for students, so they need an illustration. As example, when you want to explain a descriptive text, the topic is about dog, rather than giving just only a full text, it is better to put a dog image besides the text. And the next component is emphasizing. In emphasizing here, the teacher could use variations such as whether it is a voice or expression or gestures or verbal clues. In here as examples such as, and here the most important is, now look at the picture here. So that is how to emphasize your explanation. And then the last component is feedback. Utilizing feedback by giving opportunities for students to show their understanding. To know students' understanding, teacher could also observe it by looking at the students' behavior. Asking opinion is also necessary, then the responses would be would help the teacher to suit explanation, whether it is about the speed of explanation, maybe they need extra examples or repetition about the material. Okay, and then on the last is we have the principles of implementing explanation skills. As we can see in the list beside here, there are 5 principles here, a list of the principles. The first principle is explanation can be given in the beginning, middle, and or the end of the learning process. And then the second principle, the explanation should be relevant to the objectives. It is related to the preparation step in the components where teacher build the material. And then the third, explanation can be given when the students ask. It is about the time in the component where in the feedback. And then the fourth principle, the material or the explanation must be meaningful. It is related to the importance of explanation skill and also the preparation components. And the last, the explanation should be in accordance with the student's ability and characteristic. Okay, so that's all about giving explanation skill. I would like to say thank you for watching my video and have a nice day.